So maybe you've promoted a stellar performer into a management or leadership role, or you were that stellar performer and got promoted to a leadership role and you're struggling. You're trying to figure this out and it's harder than you thought, and you aren't necessarily able to take your team from where they are to where you got to. Why does that happen? I mean, we hear this story constantly about stellar performers, particularly in the sales arena, who are promoted and they just don't do well as leadership or management. And I think of it this way. I like to say we manage process, we manage systems, we manage organization, but we lead people. And one of the challenges in leading people is figuring out how to lead people that are different than you. So they have a different drive, maybe a different personality style. And if you're lucky enough to inherit a team of people that's just like you, oftentimes those people transition a little bit more easily. But in reality, most times we're not doing that. We're inheriting a team of people that have a different sense of drive or a different personality style altogether. Great leadership is about your ability to take that person who is different than you and help them perform at a high level for them. And that's a lot easier said in a context like this than it is done. It's almost as if you take over a leadership role, and let's just be extreme. You speak Chinese, but your entire team speaks Spanish. And you're conveying all these concepts in Chinese. You're really clearly explaining the things they need to do and how they should do it. And they're all sitting there looking at each other like, I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't understand what he's saying. I think more than anything, that's the dynamic. That's the challenge that's happening when you're making that transition. It's not that you're not a good leader. It's not that you're not a good manager. It's that you're not speaking the language of that person in a way that resonates. So what can you do about it? Try to focus on the strengths and the gifts of the people you're leading. Try to understand what's their drive, what's their motivation, what's their personality, and start to really understand, if I'm a high I and I'm the leader and I'm leading a high D or I'm leading a high C on my team, what are the strengths of that person and how can I help them exploit those strengths to be more successful? Not, how can I turn this high C into a high I? For those of you who don't know personality styles, or DISC in particular, this may not resonate, but I think you know, if I'm a highly outgoing guy and I have a person who's more contemplative or more strategic or calculating, I've got to figure out how to give them the tools they need to be successful and not try to turn them into me. If we can overcome that need for us to feel comfortable as a leader in managing someone who's just like us, I think you'll experience a lot more success. Give it a try. Let's talk about it in the comments below if you have any thoughts. Bye.